Imagine you're just out on the street and some guy comes and talks to you. And first he just talks to you about like sports. He talks to you about the Super Bowl thing. And then he talks to you about the weather. And then he mentions something political that happened recently and then some new vote that's coming up. And then he talks about this taco place down the street is like his favorite taco place. And you're sitting there thinking, what?
Why the hell is the guy here? What is he doing? Like,
exactly. What the fuck is this? Is it just like this guy's just like super conversational? Is he just like he's on something and he just is running his mouth? Like what the fuck's going on? What is he here for? And the fact that you don't know what he's there for makes you feel a little like kind of weird and uncomfortable. Like, dude, what is this, right? Whereas if you would just get to the point, you might be on board with whatever his point is. You might not be on board with whatever his point is. But if you get to the point, you'd probably feel like, okay, cool, like respect. He got to his point, right? If he's like, anyway, listen, so I'm promoting for this club. We're doing free drinks. If you want to come by. You may not go, you may not take him up on the drinks, but you feel cool about it. You're like, okay, cool, he's doing his job, he did his thing, right? Or if he needed to ask you directions, for example, like, you'd be like, okay, that had a purpose to it. Or if he's like, hey, honestly, like, you just looked fucking badass. I wanted to say hi to the guy that's so stylishly dressed. You'd be like, all right, cool. You might be like, I'm not gay, I don't swing that way, but thank you, right? But you would get it, and you'd have some respect for the fact that, like, he got to the point, right? But not getting to the point kind of makes it weird for you, right?
Right.
That's the situation these girls are in. They don't know what you're there to talk to them about. They don't know, I mean, yeah, you're there to talk about like the Super Bowl thing, but then you didn't really even talk about it. Like if you'd really gotten into it with them and that's what you really wanted to talk about, that would have kind of made sense. Wouldn't have been great for picking them up, but it would have kind of made sense. Right. But since you're just drifting from topic to topic, they're like, what is this? And then that's why they kind of have that like kind of nervous pause where they're like, okay, what now? And what do we even say to this? Because they don't know what you're talking about. Right. Whereas if you just introduced yourself, right? Like if I was in the street, I would say, hey, by the way, who are you guys? I'm Todd, right? Now all of a sudden, they know that you're there not just as a random bystander, you're there to meet them. Because there's no point in introducing yourself if you're not there to meet them. Or maybe you pick a target. You'd be like, you know what, you guys are really interesting together. You seem really sweet. You seem like trouble. Now all of a sudden, okay, cool. It's about meeting them. You're curious about that. And you're definitely seeing them a different way. And now there's all these conversational topics, all this stuff to talk about, right? So you want to get to the point, because if you don't get to the point, it's gonna, it actually gets weird not to get to the point.